Welcome back to week 3 of our Halloween marathon here in 2025 for Sunnyside. And today I thought I'd do something a little bit more modern. We're going to do an indie game called Chronicles of the Wolf. Chronicles of the Wolf is one of the most atmospheric indie Metrovanias I've ever played. Now, I must say, I'm not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias, but if it involves Castlevania, this is a good one. Now, I know I keep on mentioning Castlevania. This is not a Castlevania game. However, this game was made by the same developer who did 2 fan-made Castlevania games called the Chronicles 1 and 2. The developer's name is Megami. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And this takes direct inspiration from where he left off with those. Now, I already did reviews on those a couple years ago, so go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. Chronicles of the Wolf just feels like a spiritual successor to those games. Chronicles of the Wolf does bring its own style, story, and its own element of horror. So let me walk you through my playthrough experiences through creepy castles, haunted operas, and, even a demon cat. I'll let you know what I mean. But here we go, let's check it out.
The game kicks off strong. You're Mateo, a red-clad warrior who could easily pass as Richter Belmont's cousin, and right away you're being hunted by a terrifying werewolf. From there, it wastes no time throwing you into a boss battle with this massive skeletal beast. The vibe is immediate, moody, gothic, and genuinely spooky. The first village you arrive at is dark and full of eerie creatures, and the voice acting? Surprisingly good. For an indie title, it really helps set the tone. At the village, you really get your first mission to head to this taxidermy gallery. When you enter, you're attacked by floating poltergeist heads. Think Evil Dead 2, but pixelated. Then these golden owls show up. I don't know who hurt them, but they took it out on me. They're fast, annoying, and cause a few frustrating deaths, I must say. But when you go through, you unlock this slide move and meet Joseph de Segues, an actual lunatic who turns people into taxidermy. Naturally, he transforms into a massive bee for the boss fight, because video games. Next, you explore a swampy forest area filled with plant monsters and green creatures straight out of a fever dream. You then enter a fog-covered ghost town that leads to a full-blown cemetery. Creepy doesn't even cover it. I love the atmosphere here, silent, unnerving, and totally in line with the game's haunted tone. The cemetery connects to an underground crypt full of hidden enemies and shadow creatures. There's a red glowing boss door that I couldn't open yet, and something about it just made me feel uneasy, but I knew something was behind it I must get. You'll also run into caves and a secluded hut where you can grab some essential items. I started to really enjoy how interconnected the world was feeling at this point. As soon as you enter the Aperture Castle, you're thrown into another boss battle, this time with a dragon who transforms into a giant tree. I really am not sure what I'm looking at. Shortly after that, you learn about the Apostles of the Beast, where you learn this from this seer in one of the towns. This is actually a very creepy village. It's here where you fight your first Beast Apostle and unlock a Fireball special move. Where do you, Ryu? Hadouken! Later, you face the Beast again, and this time, you actually win. And I also have to say this one more time. Mateo really just looks like Richter Belmont in red. I just had to mention it. So then, a little bit later, you arrive at this town that has rumors about a local actress who actually might turn out to be a demon. Her shows just feel uneasy to watch. There's this creepy moment here in this building where someone sneaks up behind you and kills you instantly. It caught me off guard, but in the best way. I just know to avoid this room until I'm ready. Then you discover the Hospital of Mercy, which is anything but merciful. Super unsettling, and it only gets weirder here. This is where I need to talk about the platforming a little bit. This is where I had the most frustrating time platforming. The timing just feels off. Jumping is slightly delayed and it causes more falls than I like to admit. Grabbing these ropes are also just tricky. You have to press directly up, not diagonally, which makes some jumps unnecessarily frustrating, especially in the sewer sections. You have no idea how many times I had to restart this sequence. Really annoying. That said, you still get some cool upgrades, including a self-heal move and eventually the double jump after healing a sick kid. In the theater's basement, you face off against another apostle. It's the actress's Taylor. And you unlock a ground pound ability, which is used for more exploration. This game reuses a lot of gameplay from the previous ones. Like the statues here, I know I mentioned them before, but these statues count as checkpoints where you go and you heal up and you save your progress. Just watch my review on the Chronicles 2. You'll know exactly what I mean. The upgrade system and the items you collect are very similar to the last games as well. It's still quite fun. Next up is the Ice Caves. You fight this rock monster, then revisit the last crypt you were at to fight this vampire. I really enjoyed the vampire here. He's another apostle, but if you look, his design is so cool. I didn't even notice the creepy corpses hanging from the ceiling until halfway through the first time. That kind of environmental storytelling is really strong here. This guy must have eaten a lot of people. It's creepy. The final apostle is actually the guy who said he lost his son, but plot twist, his son was the beast all along. Well, after you beat him, a new path opens up and you head to the final castle. The castle is called Castle Mist, and man, is it a beast of a dungeon. You fight everything from red wolves and spiders to zombie hearts and cursed knights. The enemy designs are awesome. There's this one boss that's just a massive eyeball made of flesh. I tried it a few times but finally got it. The opera house and haunted library are standouts though. Those places were just pretty cool. And here's this random part where you die instantly from listening to skeletons play music. Man, this place is creepy. There's just so much mystery involved in this castle, and unveiling it all the way through is a lot of fun. It just keeps me wanting more and on my toes. So then you meet Lady Carmine. She's actually the actress from that one town. Yes, the demon actress. She is brutal. Her main mechanic here is that she heals every time she hits you. Reminds me a lot of Melania from Elden Ring. But this battle tests everything you've learned up to this point, and it took me a while, but finally taking her down felt incredibly rewarding. One of the coolest areas in this game is called the Antechamber of Hell. Flames, hooded priests, gargoyles, skeleton statues. It's dripping with gothic style, and I love it. You face off against various creatures, you get cool new gear, and explore areas like the Hall of Arts and the Mannequin Hall. One enemy here even throws her hat like she's Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat. Eventually you face the castle owner, Ivan Devores, who turns into a giant snake and hurls poison at you. But by this point, I was so overpowered, it didn't even matter. It wasn't even close. After more exploration and backtracking, you reach the outhouse area and take a full-on boss gauntlet. It feels like a victory lap of pain, just to feed my masochist heart, I guess. One cool creature here is a giant Cthulhu turtle-looking thing. Not much to say, it just looked really cool in my opinion. Reminding me of the Maturin from, It. Man, that story has some weird lore. Then comes the final boss, and it's wild. It comes to find out that it was the Hunchback all along, the one you tried saving before. He was behind everything, and he tricked you all the way there. Man, what a jerk. And in true final boss fashion, he transformed into this enormous goat demon abomination. It's part Baphomet, part Lovecraft, and part Nightmare. His first phase isn't too hard, you just use your specials to knock down his health, but oh man, that second phase is crazy looking. I mean, what am I looking at here? There's a goat head, some snake heads attached to it. I mean, look at all these eyeballs. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. This is just nightmare fuel to the max. The arena is full of details too. Look at these devil statues, cult members, werewolves in the background. It feels like the apocalypse is happening. You die a lot, but eventually though, you pull it off. Man, there were so many things to love about this game. The aesthetic, the atmosphere, it's dark, creepy, and totally immersive. The gameplay loop, you explore, upgrade, and unlocking new powers. It never gets old and it feels so rewarding. The enemy and area designs, it's super creative and memorable. The level layout, especially the interconnected castle structure, it's just top tier. I cannot complain at all. But if I could critique it just a little bit, there are maybe a few things here. For one, the platforming definitely needs some refinement. I can't stand jumping. Maybe it's my controller, I don't know. I just did not have fun trying to platform. Number two, a few bosses lacked that extra wow factor, aside from like the final one and Mrs. Carmine or whatever. But otherwise, the bosses just need a little bit more work. In Chronicles 2, the bosses were phenomenal. Each boss really stood out, and I really enjoyed those. And the last one is more of a nitpick, but maybe an updated UI system would make it feel more modern. And then finally, what was bad about it? honestly, nothing. This game is just a masterpiece. I really enjoyed this one.
You know, I just love these kind of games. I really don't know why, but I just do. I love the gothic imagery. I love the scary gameplay. I don't know. It's just really cool to me. But we got tons and tons of more videos coming. Actually, just 2 more weeks left. And these are going to be good. So stay tuned. We'll see you next time. Comment below what video you might want me to do next. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.